Hi, my name is Tonya, and this is my story. I have two sons, ages 23 and 25, whom I love dearly. I'm a clinical navigator, and I am also a house manager at Ronald McDonald House. I work in infectious disease, and I am a community outreacher as well at Cooper Hospital. I have an amazing family and friends, and I have a strong faith, Christian faith. I'm going to tell you my story in reference to when I was diagnosed with cancer. It happened in June of 2016. I was taking care of my mother because my mother was actually recently diagnosed with cancer back in 2015, December. And when she was diagnosed, my sister and I had to kind of take time off to take care of her, take her back and forth to and from the doctors. Seeing my mother go through what she went through, it was very heartfelt. I never saw my mother cry or shed one tear. So she was a very strong woman. When I actually saw her cry and show her emotions because of all that she was going through, I was worried and concerned about my issues. I realized that I had some concerns about my health. I kind of put it off for a while. My GYN kept telling me to get a mammogram because he had some concerns as well. In May of 2016, I went and said, I'm going to go ahead and get a mammogram. Upon getting my mammogram, I realized that the doctor, I had to go follow up with the doctor because the doctor called me within the next day and said she wanted to do a biopsy. I went to go get a biopsy done. Once my biopsy was completed, I kind of can read, I guess, the doctor's eyes and her facial expression. So I knew something was going on. I always thought I had a cyst. I never thought it was something very serious. But she called me back within a week. And the reason why it took her a week is because she went on vacation and I wasn't in a hurry to find out what was wrong, what the problem was. After the week went by, she did call me. She says, Tanya, you need to follow up with the oncology. Yes, you do have cancer. In the back of my mind, as she said cancer, I always just heard that cancer is just, to me, a death sentence. But seeing my mom go through it and trying to take care of her, I realized that this could be treated and I would be okay. I went to go see the doctor, and the doctor actually told me that it's metastatic breast cancer. Metastatic was something new to me. I never knew what it was, never heard of it. So when the doctor was saying that, the oncology was saying this, I just heard wop, wop, wop. I didn't hear what it was, what's going on, and what I had to do. I went to my car and I cried so hard because I looked at myself as being ignorant by not following up with my doctor. And the reason why I can say that is because I had things going on, and you know how you do your own kind of testing of yourself. I was doing that, but I didn't feel a lump until I guess I was going on vacation. That's when I started feeling something. And then I had a discharge from my nipple. And then it was itching. And I heard a nurse practitioner saying that she was doing a talk one day. She said that if you feel this, then you should follow up and go get a mammogram. So the ignorance came in as, well, why didn't I follow up? But I didn't. So after the oncology told me what I had and what I had to do and the treatments, and like I said, I didn't hear any of that. I went home and I cried so hard. And I didn't tell anyone for a couple of days. And I noticed at one time a nurse navigator called me from the Cancer Institute and told me that if I do not follow up, if I do not start treatment right away, I will die within 6 months. I had no choice but to tell my two sons. It was hard, but I was still taking care of my mom, so I didn't have time. After I spoke to my sister said, you're going to start treatment right away. I went in and I started treatment. After talking to the doctor and listening to what I had to do, I complied. And it was hard, very difficult. And yes, there were times I actually wanted to just lay there and die. But I had a reason to live and I wanted to live. So I continued to go through treatment. I had amazing, like I said, amazing community and family and friends that supported me through it all. It was challenging. I took different types of meds, and the doctor worked with me and, kind of let me know what meds I should stay on with the treatment in order to stop a lot of things that were going on. I lost a lot of weight. I didn't want to eat. I couldn't eat because every time I ate something, I was sick. Eventually, I got through it, and I was very happy because with my mother and the community that I had, my church faith, everybody pushed me to continue to go. Tonya, you can do this. So I did my treatment, and after that I had radiation, and I fought through it. It was hard, but it was wonderful. Today, I can honestly say I am cancer free. I've had treatments. I went through radiation. I even did follow up. I take a pill a day, and I feel great. I feel wonderful. Yes, you go through some challenges where things you may or may not be as strong as you used to be. But the best thing about it is that you continue to go on. You have to see your oncology every 6 months to wherever he or she says come in to visit, go to visit. Make sure you keep your appointments. The best, and another thing is to have a support team. Have your people come around or go to support groups, and make sure you talk to people, because knowing what you're faced with every day, you can't do it alone. Even if you try, it won't be successful. Sometimes it's just hard because you don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to do anything. As far as the disparities with the COVID now, thank God I was not in active treatment, because I didn't have to worry about going to treatment. But for those that were newly diagnosed early in March, it can be hard. It can be difficult, and it can be very challenging. So my heart goes out to those. And thank God that things are opening now, that you can start your treatment and start as soon as possible. And like I said, make sure you take someone with you as you go through this, because you're not going to hear a lot that the doctor's saying. So if you have someone taking notes, talking to you, and expressing how important it is, especially the doctors, you don't hear what they say. You're not hearing anything, because all you hear is you have cancer. What type of cancer it is, don't Google it. Let the doctor talk to you. And then, like I said, attend support groups, do your homework, and you have to be your own ambassador and find out what else you need to do. If there's any type of studies out there, research or anything like that, talk to your doctor again. Ask if you can get involved. How can you get involved? That is very helpful and very supportive. I didn't have a lot going on in reference to asking. As far as genetic testing, they did ask me when I went through my first or second dose of chemo, and I couldn't remember any of it. Was it back on the table? No, I never asked. I need to go back and ask. And it's okay to go back and ask, because you want to know what you can do to help. When I was first diagnosed, I can't tell you how many people went out and got mammograms after me. I'm talking from young to old. They were out there and they were getting it, and it's good. So definitely follow up, get your mammograms. Early detection is the best. Thank you.